Come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life. I'm sorry, I'm in the Ramble, and there is a man, African-American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
This reminded me of my own case when I was falsely accused of rape and abduction by my ex-girlfriend, Jenny Zhang.
I was crying, Victor, and I was saying no repeatedly.
And this is spring of 2012. Spring of 2012 during tennis season when you were a junior and I was a senior.
It was during Spain, and I remember the exact incident, you know, how it went down. If you really want me to go into detail, I can. But how can you not remember, like...
That same tone, that same artificial portrayal of victimization, that same threat to weaponize the police to accomplish a personal agenda. It's all there. If you've been following me, then you would know that I've been talking about my story of surviving a false accusation for about 7 years. I've been very critical of all the parties involved, including the police and the university. I was always apprehensive in naming my false accuser, and I was always a little bit afraid of receiving criticism for publicly naming someone who claims to be a victim of sexual assault. And I am worried that Jenny will hide behind the traumatic experiences of genuine victims of rape in order to pursue her revenge fantasy. Recent events in this country, and further reflection on my own experience, has led me to conclude that I actually have a responsibility to name Jenny publicly. Amy Cooper's video of her falsely accusing Christian Cooper hit me profoundly. It also made me think about another case, the Duke Lacrosse case from 2006, when 3 members of the Duke Lacrosse team were falsely accused of rape by a woman named Crystal Mangum. Amy Cooper, Crystal Mangum, Jenny Zhang are disturbingly quite similar. Crystal Mangum in 2006 worked part-time as a stripper. She alleged that she was gang raped at a party held at an off-campus residence of the Duke Lacrosse team captains. There were many issues with her story. She was examined and she did tests at a hospital shortly after the alleged crime took place. There was no physical evidence suggesting she was raped, and there was no DNA from any of the 47 players found on her. Given her story of being gang raped and beaten in the bathroom, the nature of the alleged crime would certainly mean that there would be DNA all over the place and all over on Crystal Mangum's body. In the end, Mangum was not charged for filing a false police report, even though the prosecutor, Mike Nifong, was disbarred and spent 1 day in county jail, which in my humble opinion is too soft of a punishment considering that he almost convicted 3 innocent men, almost made them spend their lives in prison, while enabling Crystal Mangum to do so much damage to the community. Whenever I read about this story, it shocks me that the police, the prosecutors, did not choose to charge Crystal Mangum for the crime she committed. She actually has a history of filing police reports and being arrested herself. Let's take a look. In 1996, 10 years before she accused the 3 Duke Lacrosse players of raping her, she also said that she was gang raped by a group of 3 men, one of them being her ex-boyfriend. The charges did not lead to any convictions. In that same year, she also reported to the police that her husband at the time had threatened to kill her, but the charge was dismissed when she failed to appear in court. In 2002, Mangum was convicted for assault on a government official, larceny, speeding to elude arrest, and driving while impaired. On November 22nd, 2013, she was convicted of second-degree murder and is currently in prison. Mangum has shown clearly that she has concerning and malicious behavior even before she accused the 3 Duke Lacrosse players. She has both been arrested by the police and has used the police to make false accusations. But her record didn't seem to bother the police or the prosecutor, which really puzzles me. By the time Mangum was finally apprehended, it was too late. Someone was already dead. My false accuser, Jenny Zhang, is very, very similar. According to Jenny, she's been sexually assaulted by 3 to 5 different men at various points in her life. She's told me these stories multiple times, and the stories and details always seem to change. In the fall of 2011, she accused one of our classmates of sexual assault and kidnapping of some nature. I don't know all the legal details of that case, but I know that Jenny was able to take that case to court with the help of the police. Jenny then accused me of rape and abduction in July of 2013. Jenny's family also called the police on me in August of 2014 after seeing me at a local gym. A classmate of mine who witnessed Jenny's family interacting with the police described it as very bizarre because Jenny's family couldn't justify why they called the police. Jenny has demonstrated that she is not afraid to utilize the police to pursue her personal agendas. It's scary to me that the police don't seem to keep a comprehensive record of how many times someone's made a complaint, or if they just don't care. I just know that if the police want to, they will claim that they have probable cause and are happy to make an arrest and ultimately pursue a conviction. I am truly worried that by the time that someone with the right authority is able to stop Jenny from hurting someone else, it will already be too late. I am so lucky that I survived this false accusation and that charges were expunged, which is a rare conclusion to any legal case. But what breaks my heart is knowing that there are many innocent people, mostly minority men, who are sitting in prison for a crime they did not commit because a false accuser was able to team up with a dirty cop and prosecutor. Rape and sexual assault in any manifestation is a heinous crime that must be severely punished. But we must not punish the innocent along with the guilty. That's why it's so important that we don't allow false accusers to hijack the experiences of genuine victims. False accusers waste the time and resources of an already flawed justice system. They also take away time and attention that real victims badly need. Ultimately, false accusers' false accusations trivializes the pain that real victims must endure every day. My message with this video is that we must hold false accusers accountable for their actions, since they enable corrupt individuals in the criminal justice system to behave so criminally.